Yeah, mum. My ears? Well, see, because my ears are covered in piercings, right? Instead of taking out all the piercings, we put prosthetic over it so that it covers up my ear.
We couldn't get it done. So because the cape would get wrapped up and the dress itself would get hot. And so we were like, we're going to have to cut the dress. Cynthia comes out, I was like, stop, John, I've got this. I'm like, no, you don't understand. We've done this many times. It's going to get caught. She's like, let me just try it.
The determination is correct. I was like, stop. I've got it, John. I've got it. Let me just try
it. And we tried it and she nailed it on the first time. And we were like, I just walked away.
That performance, she does a riff there and I was like, my brain had a fritz. I was like, what is this? Oh. John is the one that sort of gives me the scope and like what are the parameters at any given time? Where am I at this moment? And so a lot of it is done with imagination. Now, if you don't have a director who can like let you know where you are at any given moment, you can't do the follow through. And you can imagine enough, but if there's no feedback about what's going on. Sense memory is something I use a lot. So I had a perfume for Alphabet at different points. For Alphabet right at the beginning, I had a perfume and I mix perfume. So there's a scent that's specific to Alphabet at the very beginning. Then there's a scent for Alphabet at the end of the first film. And then there's a scent for Alphabet in this. I don't know, there's something biological that happens when you smell something that reminds you of where you are. And so that's something that I would sort of apply. And little things like I adjusted the makeup. There is quite an extreme change from one to two, but it's just like little tiny changes. So the freckles, they sort of expand a little bit, and there's freckles in places that weren't there in the first film, and now there's freckles in place. So when I know what makeup we're in, when I see freckles, we got a freckle on my chin, it's Alphabet 2 for sure. It's so nice to be able to talk about it. It's hard to explain. No, we're doing this all at the same time. So whilst I'm doing No Good Deed, I'm also then going back and doing like and looking at different parts. It's so interesting that now I can talk about this is the journey that we were taking, all of the training that we were doing for flying. Because in the first movie we do a few stunts, and that the last song, Defying Gravity, is where all of those stunts. And then film 2 is all stunt work. I'm always on a wire. I'm always in the sky. I'm always flying. I'm always on a broom. It's all stunt. On the days where it wasn't so early, I had a trainer come in and I was working with him. So I would do a workout. Or if it was like an earlier day, there was a gym that was set up there and we'd work out there. So every day was a 2 hour, 45 minutes to 3 hour makeup session. And then it was an hour and a half de-rig session. So it wasn't just de-rigging like my face, the green had to come off my scalp. So the makeup was prolific. You know, it's so interesting because, you know, we talk about, loads of films that have people doing the prosthetics for, you know, a few months or a month or two, or like a 1 month, or I was doing it. This was a 9-month filming process. So from day one to day, it was every day, 3 hours. Every day was an early day. Every day started between, I think my pickup was sometimes 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and it would vacillate. Some days I would be lucky to have like a 6 to 7 o'clock like run on days, and they went a little bit later. Then we'd have a late call, but mostly it was 5 o'clock because the makeup takes such a long time. You need it to be done before you begin the day.
Before you begin the day, you have to. Wow. Yeah. And okay, so when, like on average, when did you sleep? Like, how did you sleep? When sleep?
How many hours?
Yeah, how many hours and like when? I don't even know.
It takes a second to wind down. I would always shower because the green gets everywhere.
Yeah.
So by the time I get to bed, it's like 12 and then I'm up at 3 a.m.
And you're up at 3 a.m. and then you gotta sing.
I'm on a treadmill. I'm getting ready and I'm in the car by 5.
Oh my literal God! And you can't get sick because you gotta sing live.
No, and when I did get sick, it was like everything. It's insane because it was right in the middle of like needing to do No Good Deed. No, it was in the middle of doing Defying Gravity, and so it was paused. I had to pause.
You had to pause because, like, I mean, you're only a human actually at the end of the day.
Yeah. So you're just desperately trying to take care of yourself the whole entire time.
Oh my gosh. And I know, because we've talked about this, you are a wellness queen. And
I have my vitamins in my little baggie that come with me every single day, my little protein bars that I need, the snacks that I take. I'm that person. Everything is packed and ready for the day. The teas that I want, that's the water, the electrolytes. But it took a lot. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that went into it, and we were tired a lot of the time, but we were overjoyed by how much we could make these characters real.
The way I hear it feels very, very different. Before, it was very put together. I'm in the clothes and I stand in one spot. And now it's the total opposite. I don't even wear shoes. And it is a clip from Memoirs of a Geisha. I will watch this movie over and over again just for this scene. It's so good. Just the colors, like even the way the light hits her face. So in the film, her eyes are meant to be gray, and in that they look stark white and the pupils dilated. It's just like so special. And the slices of red that sort of come in, that very small glance of red on the bottom of her shoe, and that sort of lacquered black that moves along the floor with the snow falling indoors. It's just, it's so beautiful. All the details in that moment are just perfect. The geek in me is like freaks out every time I see it. It's great. I love it. It's really stunning. You stay there.
No, she's got it.
Cynthia's doing it. This is excellent. Love it.
This is great.
She does it all.
I like looking into people's eyes. They're finding them.
She hears things differently. When she walks in the room, she hears the heater, she hears the thing.
Yeah, I do.
When I would be like, hey, let's go back to that moment where you sing it, and I would try to sing it, and I would be like, oh, no. She's like, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
No, not other people's voices, but I do hear things very differently. My hearing is quite acute.
Yeah.
So I it's not that I get distracted easily. I just can hear everything very clearly. So I know that there is like, I can hear air going off right now, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like little things. I know that someone just used something over there. I can hear the, I can hear all those small, tiny things just because my ears are always listening.
Yes.
And sometimes that's wonderful.
Don't filter that out this time, guys.
I know. And other times, it's not like nails on a chalkboard, but can be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because I have a couple of different things, and we can go into that later, but for me, my hearing is really crazy, and Ari's hearing is very crazy as well, which is why we click, but I also, because I can see colour, you see colour aura, I remember we talked about that.
Yes.
And I see colour in music. So depending on the song or the note, I see a colour. So the combination of the two can be very overwhelming for me, which is why I remember when we would talk, sometimes I would be like, I can't hear, I know you're saying something, but I cannot hear what you're saying because everything else is playing in my head and I can hear everything else. We talk about being safe, but I always felt really seen whenever I could tell you that, because then you would help me hear you. And then Carsten, our camera operator, said to me, oh, I know what you're feeling because my son has the same thing.
Yeah.
An interesting journey to be able to figure out how my senses work to make sure that I could. People don't necessarily always get you, but that doesn't mean that you aren't wonderful.